Magnan here, Chief Ninja Marketer, Ninja Marketing Dojo, and 800 Biz Ninja Marketing. Just want to do a quick video. If you have gone to your website and you found that it looks crazy, it's either blown up, it looks like somebody from outer space has hijacked it and created some kind of funky thing that you don't know how to get into or how to work with anymore. Welcome to the wonderful world of WordPress 5.0. or alias Gutenberg. It's beginning to hit now that the WordPress 5.0 update is a major update, and it is in a lot of cases it's seamless from the web appearance, from the way it looks for customers and clients that are looking at your website, but from the back end it's foreign. You might as well be reading Greek. So but in some cases, if you're running an old theme, maybe an old 2010, 2012 theme that may not have updated or may not be supported anymore, worst case scenario, it could have actually caused your website to crash. And if that's the case, there are some things you can do, and basically what you want to do is roll that back to a previous version until you can sort of manipulate the theme and do whatever and make it happen. But there are some fixes. You can go back to the classic editor. So what I'm going to do is I'll take a couple of minutes and I'll show you what it looks like, how do you do those things, and then you can go from there. But don't panic. It's in most cases it's not catastrophic. If you do see that it's crashed, then you're going to need to do a little more work and do a little bit of uninstall the current version, reinstall the previous version, and you'll be back up running fine. So don't panic. It is something you can handle. But so I'm going to do a switch to a screenshot where I can kind of show you how that will actually how you actually do that. So stay tuned, watch for that. So one morning you wake up and you find your site is either a white screen with an error message, or you go to make some changes to your site like you always do, and you click on your dashboard, you go to all pages, and then you click over to one of the pages you want to work on, and lo and behold, you are faced with a screen that looks something like this. And the first thing you do is panic, and you go, somebody hacked my site, it's blown up, it's broken, it's not there anymore. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And don't despair. This is the new 5.0, the way the editor looks. Everything is done in blocks. Theoretically, it's supposed to be easier to build. It's supposed to be more like a drag and drop like you'd find on a Wix or a Weebly. I personally am not a big fan of it, but I have a theme that has much more versatility that I work with and use. So, but when you first see this, you get a little bit of you get a little scared because it's like, where's my content? It's not there anymore. So the process then is, what you want to do is you either go to the dashboard, the main dashboard page, and what you'll see is that now you have the Gutenberg edition 5.0 of WordPress. Oftentimes it's right here. In this particular site it's not. So what you want to do is you want to go in and install the classic editor. So you would go to plugins, install or add new plugins, and once you get to the plugin page, it's usually going to be right here on the popular side. In fact, it's right here on the featured or popular. So you would click on install now and activate that plugin, and that puts everything back like it was. So you're back to normal, and that's and then you'll be able to edit. Now, if you're one of using Divi like a lot of my sites use, then with Divi they already have this built in. All you have to do is do an update to the Divi theme, and assuming you're running the latest version, then you're going to have this already built in. This particular site doesn't, so what we're going to do is I'm going to update the theme, push it up to the latest version. As soon as it finishes updating, then what you do is you'll go down here to Divi, theme options. You'll see a new tab that's been added. If you've looked at the theme options before and paid attention, you'll see a new tab that's added that says Builder. You click on Builder, you click on Advanced, you enable all of the options, especially enable Classic Editor right here. Save the change, and then when you go back to the page to do the edits, now you're going to have the screen that you're used to seeing. So in this particular case, if you're not using Divi, this is still going to look a little foreign to you, but it's going to look exactly the way that it did before you updated to 5.0. So you've got all your things here. Now, if you are a Divi builder or a Divi user, there is a visual editor on the front end. There's also a classic editor that a lot of folks are used to using, so you can always use the classic editor rather than if there are things you want to do that you don't want to use the visual builder from the front end. You switch back to the classic Divi builder here, and then everything is back to normal. So that's the way you handle that. But don't panic if it's if it is if you can't get your content, it's still there. Nothing's changed. It's just the way it's laying out. And if you would decide to play around with 5.0, then you might want to do that. I would shift the theme and use use a theme that rather than your current one, so that you don't mess it up if you want to play around and see that it works. But in most cases, all you have to do is switch back to the classic editor. Now, in some cases, if you're running an older theme like a WordPress 2010, 2012, something like that, something that's not being supported anymore, if you are running something like that, then you may want to, you may have to roll the theme back, because if you go in and you look at it and you see that it's giving you an error, a PHP call error at the top of the page, then what you will want to do is roll back from WordPress 5.0 back to the 4.96, I think was the last version. You can get that from WordPress.org. You can download the previous version. And then what you would do is you would go into your control panel, your C panel on your web hosting. You'll delete all of the WordPress files except for the WP-content and the WP-config. Delete everything else, WP admin, WP includes, and then all the other files that are there. Delete all of those and then reinstall 4.9.6, and that'll fix everything. You'll be back to normal. At some point in time, you're going to have to change that theme. You're going to have to update or go to one at least that's being supported currently. And if so, then that's not a big deal, but it will take a little work, but it'll save you some time. It'll at least keep the site active until you're ready to tackle and do that job. Now, as always, if you run into an issue with that, I'm here to help. I'll be glad to help you, walk you through it, or to do it for you. But you typically, most of the sites don't run into that unless they're running a custom theme or one that's an older theme not being supported. But for the most part, shift back to the classic editor and you're good to go. So hopefully that will help you. And if you need anything else, 800biz Ninja Marketing and the Ninja Marketing Dojo, we're here to help you, and watch for our next videos. Have a great day, and we will see you on the next video.